Tonight, we report on how the Grant County Sheriff is going to respond to gang activity and how North Elementary School is reaching out to students. What's going on in sports, Bob?
Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson is headed to spring training in Arizona. Stay with us to find out how much playing time he's expected to get on the diamond. Let's take a look at our Weather Center forecast.
And here in the weather department, we're watching some winds picking up. Still a little unsettled with some showers at times. But the big thing, very, very cold for the weekend.
I'm Alan Troop. Stay tuned for all this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
Last night, the Grant County Sheriff's Office hosted a community forum discussing their response to recently heightened gang activity. Here with the story is Cameron Probert.
The Grant County Sheriff's Office is starting a gang unit. The new 7-man operation was one of the plans Sheriff Tom Jones revealed during a community forum Wednesday night. More than 400 people filled the gym at the North Elementary School for the 2-hour-long forum. It followed a series of gang-related drive-by shootings and a murder within the last month in Larson.
Obviously, we have a lot of folks with a lot of knowledge on criminal street gangs. It's kind of one of those things, you know, we do our homework on them, they do their homework on us, and it's just a tit for tat.
The team will be drawn from patrol deputies, the Motor Traffic Patrol Unit, and the Marine Unit. Jones said the unit will focus on responding to gang-related incidents.
If they want to wear their red or blue colors and play cards, I'm good with it. But if they want to come over here and do their criminal activity, and they want to commit crimes, and they want to use weapons and all this, we're going to just push back, obviously, with your help.
Jones also urged community members to get involved through contacting police and joining a block watch. Several people volunteered to join a block watch following last year's community forum, but the effort failed.
Folks, if we want stuff to change out here at Larson, we're going to all have to get involved.
The sheriff said he would personally lead the creation of a block watch program this time. Community members urged others at the forum to get involved, along with asking several questions. The questions included issues about response times, prison sentences, and curfew. Prosecutor Angus Lee explained sentences are controlled by a 1981 state law which requires certain sentences based on the crime and the defendant's criminal history. And curfew was ruled unconstitutional by the state Supreme Court. Both Jones and Lee urged people to contact their legislators if they wanted to see changes in the law. For iFIBER 1 News, this is Cameron Probert reporting.
Thank you, Cameron. Help wanted ads for a Shopko in Quincy are online. Shopko is advertising on the website Indeed.com for 5 pharmacy-related positions and a cashier to work in Quincy. Shopko is a Wisconsin-based $3 billion company with more than 18,000 employees. According to their website, Shopko has more than 300 stores in 21 states. iFIBER 1 News continues to wait for a response from the company spokesperson to find out more. Quincy Valley Chamber of Commerce Executive Director Tia Major said she wasn't aware of anything more than rumors. Rosalinda Kibbe is the new administrator superintendent for Columbia Basin Hospital. Kibbe worked 18 years for the hospital in administration, and she stepped in as interim administrator last year. Kibbe said she is grateful for the opportunity and happy everyone is on the same page of what they want to accomplish in the future for the hospital district. She oversaw completion of Columbia Basin Hospital's new wing that was finished in September. The wing gives patients more privacy with 25 new single-occupancy rooms. A man will serve 2 years in prison for attacking another man with a machete outside of a Warden apartment. A Grant County jury found Francisco Ramirez Avalos, a 48-year-old warden man, guilty of assault in the second degree and intimidating a witness. He has no previous convictions and was sentenced to the high end of the sentencing range. Ramirez Avalos wanted to see the inside of an apartment. He was carrying a machete when the victim offered to look inside for him. The victim told him to put the machete away. When he came back out and locked the door, Ramirez Avalos swung the machete at the victim's neck. The victim was able to block with his arm. Now, let's take a look at people with warrants issued by the State Department of Corrections.
Each of the people you see here has warrants for their arrest and is wanted by various law enforcement agencies. If you see any of these people, the Department of Corrections asks that you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but to call police. You can also call the Department of Corrections at 509-764-6180 during the day or 509-762-1160 after 5 p.m.
We will be back after this.
Hey, how do you TDM?
Fish taco.
Chicken burrito. No. Chicken taco. I mean,
I want fire on my burrito. I want jalapenos. I want habanero sauce. I want it hot, hot, hot.
rice, beans, lettuce, tomato, and that is it.
I like nachos. I like nachos.
2 pork tacos with creamy chipotle sauce, and make it a combo.
Love fish tacos.
Gotta be fresh, gotta be fast, gotta be to go, gotta get out of here.
Stop by today and TDM with our new creamy chipotle sauce.
If it's metal, we buy it at J&K Recycling, from junk cars to farm equipment and everything in between. We are looking to buy industrial and construction equipment, iron and steel, copper, brass, or aluminum. We buy scrap metal of any kind. We can come to you to clean up your junk so you don't have to. Give J&K Recycling a call today. Remember, if it's metal, we buy it.
Hi everybody, meteorologist Don Morelli with you here on iFIBER Channel 1 News, your weather forecast, of course brought to you by Bud Cleary Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Well, here's the headlines. A cold weekend is on tap. We're watching a cold front to come in Friday afternoon, Friday night, really bringing in the cold air for the weekend. And with it, some winds will be picking on up as well. And then we'll start a little slow warm-up Monday, Tuesday, and with the warm-up, clouds will come back and chances of more precipitation comes our way. Speaking of which, we had a little precipitation today off and on. Very light but spotty, but it was a pretty gray, cloudy, at least the first half of the day. 44 and 31 the extremes with a trace of precipitation here in Ephrata and down in Moses Lake. Another trace being reported with 44 and 29 being the extremes. You know, normally we should be right around that 50-degree mark, believe it or not. We could be, 20, 25 degrees cooler than that during the weekend. 41 right now, 28-degree dew point. The breeze not bad yet, but during the day tomorrow, especially tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, when the front gets close, we'll be seeing some pretty gusty winds. Here's what's going on. Our weather is actually going to back its way from British Columbia back into across the inland northwest into the Columbia Basin. At the same time, there's quite a storm off of California. They're getting much needed rain, but at times too much for them, and you saw some of it trying to come northward, but the Arctic air is seeping lower and underneath this, but at time the clouds will be pretty persistent, and at times maybe a sprinkle or two. But through Sunday, it's looking just basically windy and cold, and then by Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, we'll start seeing a little bit more moisture coming our way. Here's the outlook for Friday. Again, partly cloudy skies for the most part west of the Cascades, and we're not going to be too bad here in the Columbia Basin. But you notice up to the northeast of us, in the inland northwest, the mountains could be seeing some snow showers with the approach of that cold front and some gusty winds as well. We'll notice a cold front come through during the afternoon and evening when those winds pick up. But in the meantime, before it goes through, you can see temperatures aren't going to be too bad, but look for the increasing clouds, and then temperatures will just plunge as we slide into Saturday morning. Look at this. 20 to start, 28 the afternoon high. There could be a little light precipitation as well as we start Saturday morning. Then just basically cold into Sunday. Still mostly cloudy. There could be a flurry still, but generally just clouds and winds. And then the precipitation starts coming back our way as the warmth starts coming our way. You see upper 30s on Monday, mid to high 40s, maybe even back to the near seasonal levels by midweek next week. But from Sunday through Wednesday, say, the chance of precipitation increases. And look for the morning hours below freezing. That means morning slick spots could be possible. But again, get ready for the winds of change. Very cold for the weekend.
It's a fact. Toyota offers 10 different vehicles with available 4 or all-wheel drive. So when you need to drive in challenging conditions, we have your answer with great limited time savings, including the new 2014 Tundra. Choose from excellent cash back savings, a low payment lease, or special financing as low as 2.9%. Tundra, ready to take you down winter's toughest roads. Discover Toyota's 4 and all-wheel drives for yourself. Visit any of your Inland Empire Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places.
Good food, cold beer, and plenty of entertainment. That's what Sporty Steakhouse is all about. Open 6 a.m. every day. We offer over 100 reasonably priced menu items with 24 different ice-cold beers on tap and a wide variety of spirits. Come in with your favorite group, watch the game on our big screen TV, shoot pool, play shuffleboard, and more. We have live music and DJs, so find us on Facebook for upcoming events. Located on East Broadway Avenue in Moses Lake. Sporty Steakhouse, where good friends meet.
Welcome back. I'm Bob Kirkpatrick with today's sports. The Texas Rangers expect Super Bowl winning quarterback Russell Wilson to participate in a team workout and then be in a uniform for a Cactus League game when he visits camp Monday. The Rangers selected Wilson from the Colorado Rockies in the AAA portion of baseball's December's draft at the winter meetings. After playing football and baseball at North Carolina State, the Seahawks signal caller played parts of the 2010 and 2011 season in the Colorado's organization as a second baseman. Wilson sent a tweet today telling Texas Ranger fans he would see them in Surprise, Arizona, March the 3rd. It's unclear if Wilson will participate in any on-field activities while he's there. Rangers manager Ron Washington says it's not a good idea to let Wilson hit in an exhibition game because he hasn't seen any pitches, and that would be too risky to have him bat. Burt Reynolds is hoping to catch on with the Seattle Mariners. Reynolds, no, not the Hollywood Burt Reynolds, is at spring training for a tryout with the Major League Ball Club. The 25-year-old outfielder spent the last 3 seasons in independent leagues on the East Coast after getting released by the Tampa Bay Rays organization. Reynolds, who has never played above Class Single A, will locker next to $240 million star Robinson Cano. He's Cano's cousin, and the Mariners' biggest offseason investment wanted him to get another shot at impressing a major league team. So I guess all you have to do is know someone and not actually be someone with big league talent to get a tryout with the Mariners these days. The Central Washington 1B South Conference girls all-opponent team has been released, and 3 Soap Lady Eagles made the cut. Freshmen Sammy White and juniors Marissa Brooks and Nellie Kornichuk have been named first-team all-opponent players. The 3 were instrumental in a successful season that saw Soap Lake finish second in the league standings and secure the number 2 seed for the district tournament. The Eagles' Nathan Covey was named Coach of the Year. Also making first-team all-opponent were Moses Lake Christian Academy's Anna Yarbrough and Danny Sandberg. Sandberg was also named the league's most valuable player. I just want to remind everyone the Moses Lake Chiefs girls basketball team hosts Kentridge in a first-round regional game at Big Bend Community College Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock. And the Big Bend Running Vikes take on the Bellevue Bulldogs in the first round of the NWAC Men's Basketball Championships at 10 p.m. Saturday at the Toyota Center in Kennewick. Well, that's it for sports. We'll be right back after this.
Ombudsman? Ombudsman?
No matter how you say it, Washington State's long-term care ombudsman program means real people helping real people.
By advocating on behalf of our state's most vulnerable citizens, ombudsmen help ensure the health, safety, and welfare of our long-term care residents. By volunteering their time, they give a powerful voice to those who might never be heard. Washington State's long-term care ombudsman program, real people helping real people.
6 years ago, my dad began having issues with headaches, sore throats, and constant fatigue. He tried treating the problem with over-the-counter medications and lots of caffeine. Finally, he talked to his doctor, who confirmed our suspicions. Dad had sleep apnea. He didn't like the idea of using a CPAP, but after trying it one night, he was convinced. We found everything he needs for a much better quality of life at In-Home Medical.
Our spotlight story tonight is about North Elementary School's efforts to ensure their students don't go home hungry. Here's Jeff Chu with the story.
One of the tragedies of poverty is hunger, and a program at North Elementary School in the often needy Larson community is trying to keep students fed. The Northwest Harvest 3 Squares Backpack program is doing just that. The effort sends students home on weekends and extended holiday periods with backpacks full of food. Before the project began, the harsh reality touched North Elementary School principal Sydney Richens.
It just kind of hit me one day when it was we were about to leave for winter break, and I realized, what are our kids going to do without their regular breakfast and lunch? And I was just kind of brainstorming actually with Tim Cloyd from Serve Moses Lake, and I just thought, we can do this.
Richens shared a statistic that reveals just how much of a need there is in the community.
We have 90% of our students, actually 91% of our students are on the free and reduced lunch program.
North Elementary School counselor Justin Nielsen, who manages the food project, has witnessed student hunger firsthand. He sees the conditions that families live in and identifies their needs.
It's there. There's definitely kids who could possibly be missing meals.
It gave birth to the program supported by volunteers with North Elementary's Parent-Teacher Association.
We have, I believe right now, like 24 or 25 families. That's usually where we sit, about 25 to 30 families who ask for assistance. And I think that's just as much as we can do. I think there's actually a larger demand.
The program has grown in its second year. Food and warm clothes for needy kids is stored in the Compassion Room, as it is fondly called. A fresh shipment of food boxes from Northwest Harvest, which supplies Grant County's food banks, was dropped off this week.
We have a wonderful community that is always willing to give, and I think when I was able to give some very specific ideas of how they can help, it was just amazing, the outpour. So we got winter break taken care of, and the next was spring break, and we had volunteers come through the community, and it was just amazing.
Anonymous money donations come into the program, as well as grants from businesses such as Walmart. Parent-Teacher Association Vice President Marissa Peterson is one of the volunteers who prepare backpacks to send home with students. She described the typical family in need and said it has been a humbling experience for her and her children.
Well, we have families anywhere from 1 child to up to 7 children, and we do provide usually a backpack for them, and we've also got an anonymous donor that has donated a meal for each child, actually 2 meals for each child for each day. So actually last weekend we had to send those home in boxes because it was too much for the backpack. So.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
And we'll be right back after this.
Let's go back to where better ingredients, better pizza first began.
Road trip. Wow, 1984.
Let's celebrate.
Celebrate 30 years of Papa John's. Get a large one-topping pizza for just 30 cents when you buy any large pizza at regular menu price.
30-cent pizza. Now that's pretty cool.
This is what's cool.
No, that's just wrong. Stick to better ingredients.
Better pizza?
Papa John's.
Papa John's.
Please.
When Othello resident Alex dreamed of earning his bachelor's degree, he followed those dreams to Whitworth and Spokane. But now there's a shortcut through Moses Lake. If you have your AA degree or 2 years of college completed, you can now earn your Whitworth degree in Moses Lake at Big Bend Community College. Classes meet just 2 evenings and 1 Saturday every 6 weeks. If you share Alex's dream to complete your degree, visit whitworth.edu/Moses Lake for details.
In Northwest news, a bus driver in Olympia was beaten by a passenger after the two got into an argument. The violence was caught on camera. Michelle Millman has the story. But a word of warning, this video is very graphic.
Go. Get off of my bus. I'm not going to ask you again.
The inner-city transit bus driver asked the passenger to leave after they began to argue. Then the passenger became more and more agitated, yelling at the driver not to touch him. The driver gets within inches of the passenger's face. He pushes him, then it gets violent. Another passenger tries to come to the driver's aid, but it appears difficult to hold back the attacker. He goes at the driver again. The assault suspect leaves the bus, and despite police arriving on the scene, they were unable to find the man right away. But through this video, transit center employees recognized the man. He was arrested for investigation of third-degree assault.
And that's going to do it for us here at iFIBER 1 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.